Greetings all y'all. I was just taking my work boots off, got all my tools put away, and it's only 2:30. I was gonna work on the computer the rest of the day, but I can't waste this. This is glorious. 75 right now. It's about 70 in the cabin, even though it's midday. We've got, what, 3 or 4 weeks worth of work into the underground freebie air conditioning, and there's really not that much left to do. Hopefully you've been following along on this project. You know that I hate the summer. I hate hot weather. I don't know how that's possible because I lived in Southern California for like a decade before moving back to Michigan. But it's probably just my old age and bad attitude. I just can't handle the heat. We got that little teensy tiny window air conditioner in there just to tide us over until we get this contraption finished. Sorry to bore you if you have been following along, but we got 6-inch PVC down into the ground. It's only about 5 feet deep, but that's as deep as my digger can go. I don't know how many feet we have here. I'm thinking it's like around 70 to 80 feet of pipe down there. If you saw last week, we finished up putting all the pipe together, gluing it, rather cementing it, not gluing it. And then we got our air box down there. As always, ringworm videos. You're not allowed to learn anything. You can have a good time. You can laugh at me for making mistakes, for making stuff up. Oh, hi. But I do not make, as a rule, I do not make how-to videos. This is all just out of the top of my head. Just built a rough box out of rough sawn cedar boards that I had laying around. In order to let it breathe, I found this thing at the store. It's supposed to go on your roof. I guess it's an attic vent. If you remember, right underneath that is a HVAC filter. I'm gonna say we're about 50-50 on whether, I don't know, this is just a good experiment, or I don't know, are we gonna feel some severe cooling? That's what we're looking for. And then we got a nice downhill run through the whole thing, so if we get condensation inside this, it'll run out. Theoretically, it would drip, drip, drip through the screen and just roll out of here. Oh yes, we got to remember to make just a little bit of a trench here before we move the digger. And then we got that pipe going through the wall of the cabin. Got to put some kind of, I just want to finish it a little bit. I mean, I don't really mind a 6-inch diameter PVC sticking through the wall, but I got some little vents you guys saw. So we're just going to build a little cedar box around that PVC, slap a vent on it. Maybe paint the vent. It's like an ugly bright white. Yeah, so we got 2 of these guys. One's for there, one's for the ceiling. And then you probably saw, I think the last thing in the last video is when I unscrew that thing, it smells like PVC cement in here horrifically, badly. And I put the fan in there, started blowing air out just to kind of clean the funk out of there. But it's so nice and cool in the cabin, it was blowing the cool air out and sucking hot air in from outside, so I turned it off. So I'm going to run that, the next couple nights, just overnight. I'll put it on low and, hopefully we'll get rid of some of that smell. And then, of course, in an ideal world, when the cabin's completely sealed up, we're going to put a vent up as high as we can, and that'll draw the cold air in through underground. Will it work? We're actually going to want to be able to cap this thing off in the winter, so maybe we'll have to drop this down and put some insulation back in there. Oh, we do have some insulation board. Maybe we'll make like a box. Of course, I don't know if that natural draw is going to work or not. If not, that's why we have the little Ryobi fan. We'll still open the vent up there. It can't hurt to get the hottest air out of here. Maybe down the road, I'll get another 6-inch fan that has a really low draw that we can run to the Jackery. And then I'm leaving it for last because it sounds so fun. It's just firing up the digger and pushing all that dirt back in the trench. Let's do this stuff in here since it's so nice and cool. So let's just make the box big enough for the long end, and then we'll stick out another, I don't know, inch or 2. I don't have a single piece of cedar that's wide enough to make that box. That's the widest one. That is only down to there. Alrighty. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be cedar. Cedar would match the cabin, but I don't think anybody's going to come and check to see that the sides of my register box are the wrong wood. Oh, I have a ton of wood that would work. but it's so full of sap. I could plane that off, but just gums up all my tools. Ugh. I should probably just burn that stuff. Ah, but these boards are so nice and wide. Pretty sure I've tried this before without success, but let's do it again. Oh yeah, just like catches fire. Nice black smoke. That is gnarly. This stuff would only be good for like the siding on a barn or something. Just put it back in the pile. It needs to be aged a little further. I'm a little bit tempted just to take the tarp off those. One thing at a time, buddy. It's all the scraps I can find. That's kind of a scree stick, but that's all right. Oh, this is dope. I've been trying to find uses for these old screws. I've got like a few boxes of drywall screws, which I can't even use for interior stuff because my lumber's always wet. And then I've been phasing out the gold general purpose screws because they're kind of in between drywall screws and outdoor screws. I've got about 20 pounds of the gold ones, but they're all too long. So we're using 1 1/4 inch drywall screws. Yeah, haven't done a lot of drywalling since I've been out here in the woods. I don't even think I've seen a piece of drywall in that time. I'm never proud of myself for anything I build, but I do feel pride when I use up a lot of scrap wood. Maybe it's not pride, it's like elation. I love building anything out of garbage wood. That's why I always save these little pieces. Or maybe it's just that I hate using big pieces of lumber for little projects. Seems like a waste. Sarah just started listening to this book on Genghis Khan, or Genghis Khan, depending on how you like to say it. I mean, no offense. She told me about it yesterday, that it's so interesting. And then I turned on Lex Friedman podcast, and oh, it's about Genghis Khan. And it just happens to be, didn't know until 2 hours into this interview that it's the author of that book. It's like, no matter who it is, any person from history, whatever you think you know about them, it's never true, never right. Except when the history is written about me and all it says is, he never taught anybody anything because he never knew what he was doing. That's how you use scraps up right there. Wow, this seems way too big, like too deep. Sticks out too far, we'll use it as a shelf. Now, we need those long gold screws. It just happened again. The waxed up slidey tool bench, workbench fell off. Wasn't using any big jiggly tools, so I didn't bother putting the clamp on there to stop it. You should have heard me. I gasped like a schoolgirl. It was not manly. Oh yeah, it's so waxy. Jeez. What a dummy. All right, I'll get the clamp. I could tell that some of my tools were getting HAPE. You know what that is? High altitude pulmonary edema. They don't like to be, it's thin air up here. They don't run right. Man, I don't know if there's a right way to do something like this, but I end up having to do this so often. It's like hang the drill bit all the way out to the end so I can drill really deep into something. Maybe it's because I like using scraps. Get all the mud out of my bit there. No problem. Oh, little Smokey doing a plunge-a-rooney like that. I know. It's weird to see me sand something on purpose. I just had to even up a couple edges so I can run the router over it, because you know I can't help myself. That'll work. I bet this can of spray paint is 15 years old because it's such an ugly brown. Could never find anything to use it on. Who really cares? I don't know why I'm yelling at you. Try not to overspray the camera this time. Oh yeah, maybe we just don't paint it in all the way. Surprised it sprays that well, being as old as it is. Oh, today's going to be so miserable, dude. Luckily, because I'm such a artisan, or am I a craftsman? Sometimes I can't tell. I painted these, set them outside on a stump, and then immediately used the mini blower to blow all the sawdust off the four-wheeler and trailer and everything right onto this. Yes, onto both of them. That's all right. That's like camouflage for ugly paint. As I painted these last night, I realized I have two different ones. They're both the same size. I also noticed last night that if I install this like it is, that fan is not going to work there. So this will be alright if we get the natural draw through the cabin. Otherwise, the fan's just going to sit there. I don't know if it'll just suck air in there and blow it back out or what. Let's just try it like it is. How is it possible I just put it in crooked? That ain't right. What's going on? Oh, there was a split. Yeah, it split both sides. I don't think that out very well. Let's see if we can get some glue in there. Nope, solid mass. Guess that's what happens when you leave your crap outside year-round. Let's see if the epoxy is any good. Yeah. Okay, that'll do. That's enough. Always pre-drill. It's a rule kind of thing. Yeah, let's re-drill this one. We'll just leave the match in the middle. Okay, now the question is, do we want to make a mess or do we want to take the entire cabin apart? If we can actually take those ceiling boards down, then we can make the cuts outside. Otherwise we have to like plunge cut overhead and jigsaw overhead. Oh, but as I recall, we ran some wires in here or something. It was in exactly the same spot and everything had to come down. You know what we need to do? Save all of these troubles every time, is make one cut. Let me get the jiggle saw. About right there. Why didn't I do that a long time ago? Oh look, the cabin even comes with the trim holder. You know what? We have fully charged batteries. We have multiple days of sun. There is no sense in sweating inside. Plus, we're not really big fans of audio, are we? We like a little hum in the background. Oh baby, come to me. Maybe this will be the last day we ever use this thing. We can all hope. See if we can find us an appropriate blade here. About this guy. Just gave it a little sharpening. Let's see if it'll... Oh yeah. Okay, I didn't do a great job. I know what we need to try. Do you? Let's turn the AC off, but let's see what happens to the smoke. Yeah, it's not like actively getting pulled into there. But the pipe's closed. Here, hold this for a second. Don't drop it. Let's see, it's not going up there. I'm thinking we don't have enough temperature difference. Plus, if you got too great a temperature difference in the attic, the cool air would sink down through here, right? Hold this again. Don't drop it. But yeah, with the fan on coming out of the pipe, it sucks it right in there. Even with the window not closed, so it can't hurt. I think this is actually gonna help quite a bit. Smells like hippies in here. I'm not sure if that's a mix. Incense and armpits. No offense. Now I wonder if there's a time during the summer that we'll want this register closed, or if it's best just to always leave it open. I guess we can check on hot days with no air conditioning in here, cold days, the other way around, and see when there's heat coming out of here, going up through there. Always drill a pilot hole. Always, never forget. I've never forgot. Hopefully the attic is sealed well enough. I guess if we do get bugs in the attic, they're gonna come right down through here. We'll figure it later. Also, we'll finish this, build a cap and stuff later on. That's one I won't put off forever. Once it gets cold and I start losing all my propane heat through there, I'll definitely take care of that. That's gonna be sweet. But the epoxy isn't dry yet. Probably because it's well aged. Well, do we get to fill the trough in? If you don't mind, let's think for a second. Let us pray. If we just dump dirt on it, you're gonna have a hollow space underneath the pipe. So we're definitely gonna have to put at least one load in there and tuck it underneath. Should we put a bunch of rocks underneath it? Like every, I don't know, 3, 5, 10, 20 feet or something? Can you hear my voice echoing in that thing? Hello! Woo! Sorry, did that freak you out, buddy? Did I ruin your nap? Yeah, I think we should do that. Probably shim it up every so often. And that's a good way to get rid of some rocks. Only thing is now it's so hot I don't really want to go out there and move rocks by hand. Well, actually the bottom of the pipe is still in the shade. Let's go do a little bit. Is there not anything else that needs to be done other than put this together? Wrap the pipe up here with bubble foil. I think that's it. Wow, we're getting so close. Oh, made the drive. Got my new computer. So glad to have Starlink right now because it's all in the cabin doing its thing. And I have already this early in the day made a horrible decision. Should not have reworn this shirt. Pick some good ones here. Whoa. Don't break the pipe. We had a good thunderstorm this morning. Yeah, this is going to be muck. I don't know, this is actually pretty well supported right here. Maybe we'll go down where it's a little more floaty. Yeah, that's pretty good too. You might not want to be in here, buddy. Where'd you go? Mr. Toad somehow got all the way down here. The tripod and camera are covered in mud already. It's gross out here. And I'm hearing thunder in the distance. Oh yeah, I can't drive where the pipe is now. Well, if it's not all rocks, we'll use the dirt. Whoa, I assumed this mound was either an old root ball or a giant rock, and I started digging into it. It's mostly dirt, and we need more dirt. Unfortunately, it was full of bees. I saw 2 and 3 and 5, and then I could see the hole. They were just like all coming out. So I pushed some dirt back on it to slow them down just so I can use the rest of this. They don't seem to be coming after me, and they're not coming after the digger. Kuiper, don't go over there. Yeah, we either dig that dirt ball out or we gotta pay for that stuff. It's all the dirt we got. I don't think I'm doing anything. Up here the pipe's like on the ground, so I think we just dump it. When you got a bucket that small, you can't waste space. not sure if it's faster to just bulldoze or to scoop it all, but I dozed a couple of passes in there and got way too freaked out that I was gonna fall in. Maybe it's safe now that it's like this. Yeah, the problem is the rocks keep getting stuck in the tracks. Yeah, buddy. Looks like we got about half of it shoved back in there. And more rain on the way today. Tomorrow is going to be, I mean, downright cold. I think it's a high of 70 and no rain. What am I going to do to celebrate? Probably push a bunch of dirt into a hole. I'm super tempted right now to go inside, turn the fan on, see if it sucks some cold air through here, but I won't. Because of the overcastness-tudosity, it's not very hot in there. So we'll finish shoving tomorrow, and then I think we have to wait for the next day for another hot day. And then like the 10-day forecast is like high in the high 70s. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I should just dig all this stuff up and throw it away. I've never been a big fan of air conditioning. I don't even really sweat. Actually, I have to get out of this shirt right now. It hurts. Other reason I have to knock off is it's 3 o'clock. I got my new computer, and I think the day after tomorrow it has to be back in the mail, the one that's maybe not working out, in order to get my 30-day no questions asked refund. So it should be fairly straightforward to transfer stuff over, but you know, life never works that way. Whew. All right, take a shower. We'll see you in the morning. Are we happy or what, buddy? Yeah, we sure are. Not a cloud. 61 degrees right now. High of 71. I feel like this intense joy, like such a feeling of relief. It also sort of feels like the first fall day, although I know it's not. Oh, I don't even want to walk on that stuff with my tennies on. Gotta go get some boots. Let's push the rest of the garbage in the trough. What are you gonna do today? Yep, take some naps. That's what I thought. See, you've already got your biting bug friends around you. Got a ton more rain last night, so this stuff turned back into like sticky mush. Every time I put my phone in my pocket, it comes out jammed with dirt and all dusty. I think most of my pockets are full. Can you see if anything came out? I can't. Takes about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks to make a 800 square foot farm. Oh yeah, and that's only if you don't want to actually plant anything, you just want flat ground. That was a lot of digging and pushing. Still got some divots here, but there's a couple more piles. I guess that's it. Yeah, we're going to be a bit short. Especially this fall when it rains a whole bunch, this is all going to settle in a lot, I bet. Yeah, we're quite a bit short here, aren't we? And I guess I could just keep skimming this. Oh yeah, I was just about to drive all the way around to the other side. Looks like I can get across now. Just finding a little more dirt here and there. Trash, gas, and laundry day. And I have to go out right now to return that computer, put it in the mail. My absolute last day to do it. Of course, I waited till the last. Hi. Can we help you with something? I waited to the last minute because that's just how I do things. It's a cycle I can't seem to get out of. I'm finally ready to go. It's gonna get myself some lunch while I'm out, and I just went in real quick to erase the computer. And even with the Starlink rocking, it's still got another 2.5 hours. I think it's like reinstalling the operating system or something. I don't know. I'm just following the suggestions of some AI, or I don't know how I figured this out. I'm freaking starving and I don't want to eat noodles here. Anyway, look at this joint. Flat as can be. I don't really like the way it looks, but things grow up fast around here. As soon as we get a rain or two, it'll be, I bet you this will be all green. Of course, we are getting late in the year. I don't know. Doesn't matter. What matters is this is pretty much done. Just got to do our insulation and that's it. Let's grab the thermometer real quick. Where is it? Right there. Got that all put back together. It's not sucking any air in or out. I'm guessing that's because it's the exact same temperature inside as outside. And oh, what a fine temperature it is, folks. I guess this is pointless if there's no air going through this thing, but yep, 67. I had to do an extra few hours of grading out here just to get enough dirt to fill that thing in. There is kind of just a layer of dirt on top of rocks, so I finally got to the point where I was like grading along, hit a rock, had to dig it up, and then as much dirt as I'd pushed, I had to put into the hole the rock came out of, so it was going nowhere. So next time it's warmish, we'll find out if it works. I kind of hope that's not till next year, but this always, uh-oh. My dog beeper's going off, left it in the cabin. Yeah, this is known every year. You get this nice week of cool down, you're like, it's over, summer's over. And then it just blasts for another month. Thanks for watching. Come on back next week if you want. We'll wrap some bubble foil. I think I'm gonna go ahead and already tear apart that vent. I kind of want to make that Ryobi fan like fit inside there somehow. You just like feed it up in there, click it on when you want. I don't know, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Bunch of big liars. It's already done. Peace. Come on, buddy.